Hello, everyone. Today we're taking a dive into RethinkX's Boomtown database of places that benefited or were hurt by new technologies, and I'd like to talk about the Suez Canal. So I'll scroll over to the old world and type in Suez in order to limit the results to places most affected by the canal. Here's where the canal was built. Of course, there were ancient canals in this area, but in 1859 to 1869, the French dug a canal along this path from Port Said down to Suez, which profoundly affected global trade and transport. According to Nobel Prize-winning economist Darren Acemoglu in his 2023 book, Power and Progress, most of this work was done by steam-powered dredgers, so-called Borella Valley dredgers, which allowed them to excavate most of the canal over just a couple of years. Before the canal, sailing from Europe to India or East Asia meant going down around the southern tip of Africa and then across the Indian Ocean. But with the Suez Canal, ships could go across the Mediterranean, down the Red Sea, and then across. The voyage to India by steamship was reduced to 3 weeks instead of 3 months, according to Krishnan Kumar in his 2017 book Visions of Empire, How 5 Imperial Regimes Shaped the World. Some places benefited greatly from this new canal. Stations near the canal itself, Suez, Port Said, Ismailia, and Alexandria, which saw an export boom. Also places in Europe like Marseille in France, Genoa, Italy, and Trieste, Italy, which were really backwaters in post-Columbus global trade until the canal redrew trading routes. In Cyprus, the British secured Famagusta as part of the trade route to India. And at the southern tip of the Red Sea, Perim and Aden in Yemen vied to be the preferred coaling stations for steamships to stop and refuel. Across the water, the French built up Djibouti City for the same purpose. In Asia and the subcontinent, there were trade booms from Karachi, Pakistan to Mumbai, India, Georgetown in Malaysia down to Singapore, as these places sought to send products to those European markets I mentioned earlier. But some places were hurt by the new canal. Places like St. Helena, Cape Town, and Mauritius, which were on the old route, Sukin, Sudan, which became a place to sail past on the new route, and Padang, Indonesia, which became a place to bypass altogether. Even in the same country, ports competed. The port of Gala in Ceylon, which is now called Sri Lanka, was too shallow to handle the new larger steamships, so trade shifted north to Colombo. So that's how the creation of the Suez Canal affected some places near the canal, and also some places that were far away.